Hello everyone, welcome all my dear kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. This is our homeland. I'm speaking from the top of the mountain. When you become at the top of the mountain, you see a lot of things. You see potentials, you see the way people are living, you see different things in different views, and that's what I'm doing here. So kings and queens, there's something that I want to share with you. As you see, this is a horrible land. If you look in this side, you find the young men working hard to find minerals under this mountain. So there's minerals here. So you see how these young men are working hard to see how they can get some minerals. But there's something that I want to share with you from West Africa, especially in the Sahelan country. You'll remember that this week, the president of Burkina Faso, Capt. Traore, officially opened ceremony of the 17th edition of the International Craft Show of Ouagadougou under the theme African Crafts, Youth Entrepreneurship and Empowerment. So Captain Ibrahim Traore is in the business of liberating Burkina Faso from the hands of colonizers. So he is empowering youth, he is empowering women, he is supporting Burkinabe people, and he is working hard to make sure that Burkina Faso is taking the control of its economy. And that's what Captain Ibrahim Traore is doing. You know, there's something maybe you don't know. Now Burkina Faso produces its own food. Burkina Faso is not going to beg for food, has succeeded to have their own or to produce enough food to feed their people. And now you see Burkina Faso is producing clothes. And one thing that I'm very happy today, if you see this kind of clothes, you can understand that this is the people from Burkina Faso. The way they wear, you know, for instance, if you go to Arab countries, you know, the Arab countries, the way they dress, you can recognize these are Arab people. So even in Burkina Faso, if the people from Burkina Faso came out, you can recognize this man is coming from Burkina Faso. The dressing code, the dressing style. So this is what Captain Ibrahim Traore has introduced to the people of Burkina Faso, because the country is now producing their own clothes. So without the need of importing, which have boosted its economy, Burkina Faso's government is building now schools to make sure that people are being educated, young men are being educated, hospitals to treat people, and the factories to make sure that people are getting jobs. And that is the great thing that this young man is doing. The mine and the process their growth by themselves, and this is the great thing. You know, one thing that we make mistake, my dear kings and queens. Africa, we have these resources. The problem that we have, we are not processing these resources. We extract, or we mine our resources, then we sell into raw forms. That is a bad thing that we are doing, because if we export our resources into raw forms, it means we're exporting jobs. If we're exporting jobs, it means your economy is going to be in dependence economy. So you are depending on those who are coming to buy your raw materials. So if we had value, it means we create jobs first of all, then we sell finished products. So you can see how we can make a lot of money. And that's why you see the countries that they don't have even a single god are the owners of the own many god, and also those who are rich in terms of development. Why? Because they had value, and that's what they are doing. So this time, under the leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traore, Burkina Faso has said enough is enough. We cannot tolerate this kind of stupidity, and that's what Captain Ibrahim Traore is doing. So now Burkina Faso control their own economy, which has been lazy, abandon the use of French, and soon they will abandon the use of CFA Franc as its challenge. They don't even collect loan from the IMF and the World Bank. So this is one of the things that it is very, very important. You know, some of our looters, our leaders, especially political leaders who are in power, when they get, or they come to power, they went to IMF, or they go to IMF, World Bank, and take a lot of money, and saying that they are going to build infrastructures, to build hospitals, schools, so the country has no money. But you find the country has a lot of resources, so they take this money into their pockets and enjoy with their families, with their friends, instead of developing the countries. Let me ask you one thing. How Captain Ibrahim Traore has succeeded these things without taking loan from World Bank and IMF? How this young man has succeeded? So I want other African political leaders to learn from Captain Ibrahim Traore. The problem that of our leaders have ego, so they cannot appreciate what Captain Ibrahim Traore is doing. So we need to appreciate, because this is our African hero, this is our African child, this is our African son of the soil. So I think we need to embrace and to praise this young man, that he has succeeded to do great things without taking loan from IMF and the World Bank. So it is possible for Africa to develop without depending on loans from IMF and the World Bank, or without depending on aids. And that's what this man is doing, the young leader of Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traore. But I know the problem that is facing right now the country of Burkina Faso is the issue of terrorists and puppets who try to devastate the nation. Soon you have heard the information, of course it's about the news that some terrorists are getting left in Ghana, then go back to fight in Burkina Faso. So I think the government of Ghana must make sure that it's going to deal with these terrorists decisively. Don't give them oxygen, because if Burkina Faso is at war, it means even Ghana is at war. Even Africa, the whole continent is at war. So we need to fight to make sure that we bring peace in this continent. Burkina Faso itself cannot succeed without being supported by his fellow countrymen, by his fellow neighbors, so that Ghana, by supporting these terrorists, is not good. And of course, I have listening many commentators saying that Nana Addo Akufo is the best friend of France. So, Mr. Nana, I hope you are doing well and you are going to leave power. So it is better if you leave power in a good way and without having these accusations. So this is just accusation, but sometimes the way you live, the way you become near to these people who are trying to destabilize. You know, the problem of Africa, we think that if you become maybe friend of your enemy, maybe you are going to benefit. So all of us, we know what France has done for this continent. And you wonder that some of our leaders still entertaining France. All of us, if we are serious, we must say, no, France, we wanted to do business with you, and we have no problem with the people of France, but what the government of France has done for the continent is not fair. Let us tell them the truth, that we need you, France, to change the way you are doing or you're acting in our continent. You have taken our resources, you have supported many coups, you have destabilizing this continent. So let us stop it, because if Africa is not at peace, development will not come. You know, sometimes we have been telling this and sharing this issue of Africa Continental Free Trade Area. It is a good thing. But how can we implement Africa Continental Free Trade Area if we don't have peace? How people, as you see here where I'm sitting, just imagine this is a horrible land. You can emphasize people and encourage people to grow foods as they can. You can do everything, but how the people can move their goods of food from this area to the township if there's no peace, if there's wars. So it will be difficult. We cannot talk about free movement of people and goods if we don't have peace. And to have peace, we need all of us, the people of Africa, to engage to make sure that we make peace and not support terrorists. And some of us, we think that the Europeans, they have too much love with us. That is not true. They are here for the business. If you see someone coming to your country and saying he's coming to invest, he's coming to make money. He's coming to make sure that he's going to create job opportunities for his people or her people. He's not here to make you happy or to entertain you. So kings and queens, we need to wake up, to open our eyes. And that's why sometimes you wonder our leaders entertaining these Europeans who are exploiters. We want business in a win-win situation. I don't mean that I don't want to collaborate with Europeans or these countries. No, we can collaborate with these countries, but in a win-win situation. But not sometimes on trying to suppress or sometimes trying to sabotage a neighboring country. If maybe Burkina Faso is not in good relation with France, it doesn't mean that the neighboring countries will be used by France to destabilize Burkina Faso, Niger or Mali, because these countries has expelled French troops. So I think as the people of Africa, we need to speak with one voice, and that's the problem that we have. We are not speaking with one voice. We are speaking separately, and you wonder that how can we achieve Agenda 2063? How can we achieve continental free trade? And that's why we have failed almost in every sector. We have failed to silence the gun. We have failed to bring peace in this continent. We have failed to feed ourselves. We have failed to treat ourselves. We have failed everywhere. We have failed. So I think we need to sit down and see how we can change this behavior. Sometimes our behaviors are the source of all this. We have ego. We don't love each other. We betray each other. So we must stop those kind of things to make sure that the continent is moving in the right direction. So kings and queens have spoken many things, but my aim is to share this good news from Burkina Faso, from the young leader of Captain Ibrahim Traore. You know, one thing I love from Captain Ibrahim Traore, he's a young man. So he's showing that with the young man, we can change. We can do something different. You know, in Africa, I have been saying this many times, we have been told that we are the leaders of tomorrow, while we know all of us that tomorrow never come. We have been told that you are be prepared for tomorrow, but when you even if you have reached the 50s, you are still being told that you are the leaders of tomorrow. But if you look historically, when the leaders who came to power, even today we are celebrating, for instance, Paul Kagame. What's the age of Paul Kagame when he took the country? When he took Rwanda from genocide? What's the age of Yoweri Kaguta Museveni of Uganda when he fought against Idi Amin and a dictatorship regime at that time? You can see that under the young ages you can do something. But today our leaders, elders are not giving oxygens to young men to show their ability, and they fear young men. You know, I don't know why, but let us give these young men and women opportunity to serve their countries, and you will be surprised. You elders advise these young men and not restricting them to get power. So they have good ideas and they know very well that they are going to implement because they are so energetic. So kings and queens, I'm expecting more comment from you. I'm expecting you to share this video to many Africans as you can. So with those few remarks, few words, thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. Let me salute you in the name of Pan-Africanism. Luta continua. Let us move forward together. Thank you.